I was playing some janky aggro warrior with Grimy Gadgeteer in it, and one of the things I noticed with the deck was I kept running out of minions in my hand for the Gadgeteer to actually buff. So I thought, what archetype is good at keeping minions in the hand? Elementals are, with Firefly and Igneous Elemental. So I decided I wanted to make an elemental hand buff warrior. And then as I started to build it, you've got like your Tar Creepers. One of the hand buff cards you want to play is Stolen Goods. You've also got Tar Lord, mostly just for the theme. Not really sure if this card is good enough even in this deck. You want to play Ally Armorsmith because the card is so good. So at that point, it's pretty easy to just kind of turn it into a quest deck. So we started with Aggro Warrior with Grimy Gadgeteer in it, and ended up with Elemental Hand Buff Quest Warrior. More typical Quest Warrior lists play things like Sleep with the Fishes, so they can actually kill their opponent's board. They play more card draw, they play more removal, but we don't need any of that because we have Elementals, and we have Grimy Gadgeteers and Don Honcho, so that's a thing, I guess. I'm not 100% sold on this being a quest deck, it just kind of fits so well as I was building it the first time. I could see myself moving away from the quest version into just a more pure elemental hand buff deck, but for now we've got the quest. But anyway, let's see if we can make some fat dudes in the hand and get some nice elemental synergy. Do I need the quest against Rogue, or do I just tank up? I guess I'll keep it, I don't really know. Definitely with the War Axe, though. I don't really want to use my War Axe charge on one of those. So let's just chill. Acolyte is really strong into this board. Alright, that's a pretty bad Swashbuckler card. I guess it ended up basically being a Novice Engineer. Not too bad, I suppose. He instantly picked that card. Not really sure what that tells me about it. But Stonehill's a nice pickup here. Let's just take the Tentacle, because cheap and easy to play. Tar Lord is nice and fat, but he's bad against Sap. I could actually go Tentacle plus Execute here, but I think I just want to play the Ally Armorsmith. This thing's probably going to get damaged for me this turn anyway, so I'll just execute it next turn and play Acolyte or Tentacle. Whichever is most appropriate. Strong answer to an Ally Armorsmith. So my turn 7-8 is probably going to be Tar Lord into Blaze Caller. Where are we at on this? 2 out of 7. Let's just play the Tentacle. Advance my quest a little bit. My next couple turns are set up pretty cleanly, so I don't think I necessarily need a single card out of the Acolyte. And if I play it here, I am going to get only one card.
This guy's toast.
Okay. Something to War Axe, finally. I could go, like, Gadgeteer Acolyte, but let's just play a Fat Tar Lord. Alright, no second Vital Spine Slayer in his hand, that's good to know. Alright, that worked out. Let's go ahead and blast that guy. And we'll trade with the Tar Lord here. We do want to use the health on this guy before he draws the second Vile Spine Slayer, or maybe even a sap. Okay, we have an Execute in hand. So we bump, we execute, play Gadgeteer, and I guess we play Acolyte. I am running a little bit low on cards. Okay, he drew the Vile Spine, but I got to use a little bit of the health on my Tar Lord. Plus he activated my Blaze Caller for me. How fat is that, Edwin? That's kind of fat, not too fat. So this guy goes up to, what, 6'8"? Not super impressive. I want to get the card out of this Acolyte. I've used both of my executes, so there's no real reason to make this attack. Where are we at on the quest? 4 out of 7. Let's just play some shit out here. This is a pretty significant, pretty threatening board, I would say. The Tar Creeper into the Edwin's not great, but I do have things on board that can help me clean it up. How good is this Fool's Bane? He can't kill the Flame Elemental. He can't kill it with just the Fool's Bane, because my Fiery War Axe would kill him, is what I was getting at. We only need to pick up one more taunt. I think we're winning the control game here. So, even though I'm using 3 damage when he's only at 5, it's pretty hard for me to find that damage. It's really just the second War Axe, and I think I can just do this and be fine. I'm actually getting kinda low myself, to be fair. Honcho is not great here. Do I need to brawl this board? It's only bad for me if the 8/8 lives, but I'd probably just lose the game if it does. Can also just play Honcho without a dude in my hand. That kinda sucks, huh? I think I do like just playing Honcho, though. Given the current board state, it's not even obvious that he would be able to kill it. I guess he can Fool's Bane and SI into this, but then he has to voluntarily go down to 1. He still has to trade his Arcane Giant into this. Loses his SI7 agent. Doesn't seem like a great board position for him. The hell is this? Oh. Okay. That lets me finish my quest. And it's pretty unlikely he can actually kill me this turn, so I think it's the play. It really sucks playing a 4/8 into an 8/1. But he still needs to find, what, 11 damage from hand? That's pretty tough to find. Especially since I've seen 2 Vile Spine Slayers. Yeah, that's a pretty rough hand. So yeah, he couldn't defend against just the Sulfurous. The hero power didn't even matter.
I must protect the wild. Victory or death!
Do I even want to keep the Firefly against Druid? I guess it's good if he's aggro. It doesn't really do much against Jade. Let's try tossing it. I think I do have to keep the quest because it's the only possible chance I have at beating Jade, though. Even though I think it's kind of bad in the aggro matchup. And he is aggro. We're just gonna coin War Axe. Just try to keep his shit off his board. I would have mulliganed the quest if I knew he was aggro, so I certainly don't feel bad not playing it on turn 1. I don't even really care that it's in my hand. Wow, no turn 2 play. So this might actually be kind of an interesting turn for me. Is there any chance that 2 armor is worth more than having the quest in play in this matchup? Probably not, since I already have Stonehill double Alley Armorsmith. We'll see if this 2 armor is relevant. Wow, his hand sucks. Maybe he's not aggro. Maybe he's just playing Enchanted Raven. Well, Stonehill into Stonehill is the dream when you have the quest in play. Well, we definitely don't want to give that deck 1/1s because Mark of the Lotus and shit. So we'll just take the other cheap one. Let's go ahead and put the War Axe into this guy. I'm probably going to have to do that anyway. And doing this gives me the chance to play a second War Axe next turn if I want. Oh, and I dodged the Corsair. Outplayed, kid. If I want to play War Axe, I can kill his 2 biggest guys. He only has a 2/2 patches on the board. I have 3 mana left. I guess I could just play an Igneous Elemental. Or I can just throw down an Alley Armorsmith. Let's go for the War Axe. I could have tried to like value trade my Stonehill into the patches instead. But then I have a 1 health guy on the board, he just hero powers into it, and he has like a 5/2 or whatever, that just seems bad. But I guess if he's hero powering on 6, maybe I wouldn't have been that upset. Damn, played around the first one, played into the second one. Well, I need a brawl. I guess we're just developing an Alley Armorsmith that does pretty well against everything on his board currently. And we can play our 1/2 elemental to keep the Blaze Caller active. Quest is at 3, we have 2 taunts in our hand. Hopefully it won't be too difficult to pick up 2 more taunts. Although, again, I'm not really sure that I ever play the quest in this matchup. Is he actually going to trade his board into my Alley Armorsmith? Trades one of them in. That's quite interesting that he would choose to trade exactly one of them in. Well, let's kill some of his shit. If I make this attack, he can hero power and send the other tree in. If I make this attack, it's a 2/4. He can't really use his hero power to trade into it at all. And this denies him 1 armor. Or it denies him 1 mana, I mean. Not sure if the difference between 6 and 7 is relevant this turn, but it could be. I'm hoping I can play my hand in a way that these Gadgeteers buff my second Alley Armorsmith. But I think that might be a little bit optimistic. We'll see how it plays out. Second living mana is what I don't want to see here. Let's play double Gadgeteer, because that seems pretty cool. Oh, right on the Armorsmith. Hell yeah. The fatter the Alley Armorsmith, the better. Yes, trade without playing any Mark of the Lotus. That's what I like to see. Oh yeah, put 2 2/2s into each of my 4 3s. Damn, that feels good. Probably want to hold the execute for a Bittertide Hydra. I think if I play an Alley Armor Smith here, there's pretty much no chance this hits my face. I want to play this guy because he has stats. And since I want to play this guy, I guess I have to play this guy, and I want to armor every turn.
Where shall I start?
Druid of the Claw. And he is still playing the Hydra, okay. Well, we just win the game if we double execute here, right? I can probably get away with not executing the Druid of the Claw. Need to pump 5 damage into it. That could be my elementals or Alley Armor Smith +1 elemental. But really I'd be holding the second execute for exactly the other Bittertide Hydra. Not that likely that he has it. Let's just double execute here. Trade off our 1/1s. And start getting that juicy Alley Armor Smith value. Wow, he had exactly the second Hydra. What do I do? Oh my god, that's sick. Look at this fat public defender. God, that's nice.
Take this.
Well, if I left this at 4-8, the Hydra is just going to one-shot it anyway, so may as well use some of its health to clear out the Tar Creeper. I think normally Taunt Warrior is favored in this matchup, but I'm not playing Sleep with the Fishes, and I'm only playing one Primordial Drake, so I assume that makes the matchup quite a bit worse for me. And he drew both Living Mana, both Bittertide Hydra in the first, like, half of his deck. Plus he had a Druid of the Claw. I'm pretty surprised that I'm still winning this game. I guess he did have a pretty weak turn 2. And maybe a weak turn 3. But I'm pretty sure he can't win from here. He probably can't even deal with this board. I guess if the card in his hand can remove Poncho, I don't quite have lethal, but I have, what, 43 health or something?